Welcome back, bros. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about 5 key steps on how to improve your writing. Now these steps might sound kind of basic, but they're really influential and really do make a difference in your writing. So my first step, and it's going to sound really basic, is to write more. Oftentimes, us as writers, if we don't feel motivated or if we don't make time throughout the day or we just, you just don't have enough time, we don't write. But one of the key steps to writing is writing a lot. If you're gonna work on a project like a short story or like a book or something, I would say at least write 1,000 words a day. But if you just wanna brush up on your writing, I would say write 500 words a day. This is the important key part. I used to write all the time. I would write for 2 hours every single day after school. And I was like, I'm writing every day for 2 hours. Why isn't my writing improving? Well, here's why. You need to actually work on improving your writing. Then don't waste all your time going back and editing. Just continue writing, but make sure you're focused on really making those words count, on really improving your writing. But if you're gonna write more, you have to write with a purpose, okay? And so now I don't write as much, but my writing continues to improve all the time. I wrote stories last year and I look back at them and I'm like, was that me? Because that does not sound like me. You'll even notice after a week of writing, 500 words a day, you'll be like, wow, my writing has changed from last week. So key step number 1, write more. Stop being lazy, get off the couch and get writing. Key step number 2, also gonna sound basic, read more. If you're not reading, your writing is not going to improve. There's tons of books out there, but if you really want to improve your writing, read books that are kind of like your style or like the project you're working on. If you're gonna write this kind of novel beforehand, read books that are like that and get some ideas. I find oftentimes whenever I read stuff and I look at my writing, those books will have an influence on my writing. And so if those books are good books, they're gonna influence my writing way better. This is the 3rd key step. And I kind of mentioned it earlier, but this is what I really mean by it. So don't be too hard on yourself. If you're writing and you're constantly going back and editing, or you're constantly like, oh my gosh, this isn't good enough, or if you're writing and you're like, this isn't turning out good, keep going, keep improving. Whenever you stop yourself every 5 seconds to go back and look, or not like your work, it's stopping you from writing and improving more. I find sometimes whenever I first start writing, for the first 5 minutes, it's kind of like, but then whenever my thoughts really take off and I start really writing, it gets better and I improve and I learn every time I'm writing, oh, I should do this, I should do this. And I really get into that creative mindset. You can't get into a creative flow if you're constantly stopping yourself and going back. You can't be too harsh on yourself. And if you feel like your writing isn't good, not writing and stopping is not gonna help you. And just really letting your thoughts take off, because that's really whenever your writing gets good. My key step number 4 is to really improve your writing, is choose a writing style. If you're not focused on a writing style, then your writing is not gonna be good. It's gonna be a mix with this and that and here and there, and it's not gonna be good. That doesn't mean you can't create your own style or take mixed styles together, but you have to make sure you have something in mind. You have to have a certain writing thing. So some people write really detailed books and they're beautiful and you can feel like you're reading the book and it's telling a story. Other people do writing that's to the point. It's da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. It's usually used for comedy or something. And those writings are both good in their own way, but sometimes if they clash together, it doesn't really create a good mix. And that's again why reading's good, because it can help you find what kind of writing styles you like and really help you develop your own kind of writing style. You have to write with a purpose, okay? If you have to write with a kind of style, you have to write with a creative flow, you have to know kind of what you're gonna write, but really just let your thoughts take off, because that's when you're writing good. Key step number 5, get advice from others. When you ask others to read your writing and say, what can I improve? You will improve. When you're getting advice from others, I would try to stay away from family members and friends, because they'll usually sugarcoat everything. They'll be super nice and they'll be like, well, I think you might change this, but it's beautiful, I love it. And then you're like, that doesn't help me at all. I need real advice. And if you want real advice, I would try to make friends with writers, or, you know, ask other writers. Maybe you can like exchange work or something, or ask other writers for tips on your work. Just because a teacher says you're not good at writing, because you might think, oh, they're an English teacher, they know everything about writing. Writing and whether someone's writing is good or not depends on the person. So sometimes whenever you're writing a paper, and if it's not what the teacher's looking for, they'll give you a bad grade or tell you you're not a good writer, but that doesn't mean it's true. I've had plenty of teachers say that they didn't like some of the work I made, or I didn't make it into writing like classes or something because my writing wasn't good enough. And don't take it personally, and you don't even have to always change your work to fit them. Just make sure it's grammatically okay and you like the style and everything you feel is creatively put out there in a good way. Doesn't mean you can't always improve it, but if you feel confident about your work and someone's completely telling you it's terrible, then you might just want to ignore them, especially if other people are telling you it's good, okay? Don't listen to the one hater, because there are always going to be haters. But if someone is telling you how to actually critique, they're giving you real critiques on how to critique your work, take it and look at your work objectively. Don't take it personally, and really try to improve your work. As soon as you take it personally, you're not letting yourself improve your own work. And remember, if you're looking at it objectively and you're not taking it personally, and you're looking at your work and you're like, I don't see how their advice would help improve my work, then you don't have to go with their advice. You don't have to listen to their advice, even if they're an amazing writer. You don't have to, but just make sure you at least think about it, okay? You can't just be like, no, my writing's perfect, because no one's writing is perfect. Not even Shakespeare or anyone, okay? Everyone's writing can always improve. If Shakespeare was still alive today, I'm sure his writing would be even more amazing and we would be astonished. And so that's the 5 key steps. I'm gonna go ahead and say them again so you can remember. Key step 1, write more. Key step 2, read more. Key step 3, don't be too hard on yourself. Key step 4, experiment with different writing styles. And key step 5, take advice and get advice on your writing work. With these 5 steps, you can easily become a better writer and really improve your work and make true improvements. That's how I improved my work and what has worked for me, and hopefully it'll work for you. And that's the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope this improves your writing, and peace out. Hello, wait, peace out.